Hello, welcome back. This is update 0.93. I'm super excited about this one. Let's take a look at what's new. So first thing off, you realize that things looks much better now. So if I drop some targets, say you start seeing that you have shadows now on the ground that react based on where the sun position is. So you can see we have the lens flare and we have rays and we have clouds. They are dynamic now. And because I managed to implement the dynamic sky and dynamic weather capabilities, which makes the tool really visually much more interesting. So how do you control this? So let's take a look. Hit escape, go over to change sky. Now you can see there are a few controls here. First thing, you can set the time of day. So right now it's 9 a.m. You can set it to, let's say, 5 p.m. And then you see now we have almost like a golden hour kind of situation, right? You have the rays, you have the nice shadows here. And you can also animate the sky. So for instance, if I turn on animate sky, you see the time will start increasing. And the speed at which time increases is based on your day and night cycle. So basically what the day cycle is, it takes 30 minutes to go through the whole day. So if you set this to 1 minute, you see that it will just take 1 minute to go through the entire day. And if I set this to 1, it take 1 minute to go through the entire night. So now you can see that, and you can see how it changes, which I think is pretty cool. You see the moon too over here somewhere. I've also managed to implement dynamic weather. So if you hit escape and go over here, you can change the weather to whether you want clear skies, light rain, thunderstorms, snow, and so forth. So let me show you how that looks like. I'm going to change the bay to, let's say, Paul Bunyan Bay 6 here. So we see all our targets. Let's put more targets out here, like that, maybe. Right? Yeah. So let me just slow down the sky here and let's stop animating. Okay. Let's make it maybe 1700. The sun and moon angle, basically, if you want the sun to move from left to right, you just set the angle as 90. If you want the sun to go from the back of you to the front, then you set it to 0. So in this case, at 5 p.m., the sun is setting in front of you. If you set this to 9 a.m. or 8 a.m., you see that now the sun is behind you, right? So let's set this to maybe 90 or something like that, and let me show you the weather. So if I switch this to rain now, you see that now we have actual rain, and you see the walls will get wet, the ground will get wet, right? It looks pretty cool. I can also change this to snow, and if you give it some time, the snow will react with the ground and walls, and it will turn white. Like that. I think that's pretty cool looking, right? And if you change it back to, let's say, clear skies, and you'll see that the snow will gradually melt and things will get wet as it melts. Like that. And then eventually it will all dry up and you'll come back to normal. It takes about 15 seconds to switch transition from one state to another. There we go. So now you're back in clear sky and it's all dry and nice. This will also work with your standard base. So if you don't want your scan base, oh, hang on, wrong one. If I go to Bane and disable this and switch to something like that, you see that now if I switch to rain or thunderstorm, things will get wet. There are lightning strikes and stuff. So there you go. I'm very excited about this update. I know it's just a visual upgrade, but I think that's pretty cool. For those of you who want to use this for simulation mode, I think that's pretty fun. The other thing that I was working on is trying to get a Mac version of this tool built. And so I've been there are a few internal libraries that were not Mac compatible, so I was spending a lot of time trying to convert all those and refactor a lot of code. And what's interesting is through that exercise, I found out that the game was running really slowly for some reason. And now I've managed to optimize that, and the game should run much faster. For those of you who are using older machines to use this tool before, you will probably see a 2 times performance increase. I think things will be much more smoother. It won't be that laggy anymore, and I think that would be great for everybody. So for those of you who had issues before running this tool, give it a try. You'll see that it's much smoother now. And for those of you who are waiting for the Mac version, give me another update. Hopefully by next week I'll iron things out. I have some people testing the Mac version to make sure that it doesn't cause any problems or that it's usable on a Mac. Once that's good to go, then I'll make sure I'll publish it. So that's it for update 0.93. I hope you like this change and the weather effects in the sky. Let me know. Go ahead and play around with it. I definitely spent many hours playing around and tweaking the weather, which was pretty fun. Again, if you want to give me feedback, hit escape, go to settings and provide feedback here, or you can join our Discord channel. The link to the Discord channel is in the YouTube description below. Apart from that, have a great weekend, guys, and see you on the range.